Hello. Just taking a walk and we find this beautiful boy.
Doesn't like the motorcycle.
I guess not.
Awesome.
Goodbye. Hello YouTube, happy Sunday, happy 2024, welcome to my channel. I have wanted to vlog for over 10 years. First time I wanted to do it, when that first spark of that could be something I do hit, I chickened out and I decided to be a blogger instead. I found other bloggers, most were based in the UK, and they had links to their YouTube channels, and I had always looked at YouTube as, oh, I don't know how to do this with my car, or I don't know, I want to see a review of XYZ. And so finding people who actually just got on here and talked and showed you their life and talked about their shopping habits and their makeup and their travels, it was a completely foreign concept to me. I started watching vlogs, I got hooked. I loved Estee Lalonde, Fleur de Force, Zoella, all those original, kind of the golden age of YouTube, right? And I loved it. Like, I love the community they created, and so I'm hoping that with time, this channel can grow to have the same kind of community and be that same go-to place. So I found on Google a first YouTube video Q&A just to kick things off and have kind of a chatty, get to know me, what the goals of the channel are gonna be, and it's also just a great exercise to prove to myself that I can do this. So here we go. Present yourself. So my name is Samantha. I live in Middle Tennessee, but I am not from Tennessee. As you can tell, I don't have the beautiful Southern accent. I'm actually from Michigan. I grew up there. I went to college in Minnesota, moved all over the place, very briefly lived in Oregon, very briefly lived in Dublin, came back to Michigan, and then I landed here during the pandemic. My company went remote, and I came here as a bucket list item, fell in love, absolutely love Tennesseans. They are some of the friendliest, kindest. It's just a different vibe here, and that really drew me in. So within 3 months of going on that bucket list trip, I moved here, and I have never regretted it. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So that's how we landed in Middle Tennessee, and very active in my community in Nashville. And so I hope that by making this channel, I get to share some of that with you. Do you have any studies? I do. I studied International Business Administration at a Minnesota university, loved it, minored in French and Spanish, and I felt like that was a really good field to get into, especially because of my interest in travel and culture and languages, which I do hope to bring to the channel. I know the massive undertaking that learning a foreign language can feel like. It'll be a really good way for me to share those resources, those tips to help you learn a foreign language. And it all started with my studies in high school and then college, and I'm excited to share. The next one. Why are you recording this video? Well, you have to start somewhere, and I feel like a chatty video just to share again about me and about what my goal is here is the best way to kick it off. What is your channel going to be about? Okay, so there's so much going on this year. It's kind of overwhelming looking at a calendar, but 2024, on top of being the year I get married, which is so incredibly exciting, I will do a vlog about the details of how he proposed and just how it was magical. I just have to leave it at that. We also have a lot of different events. We both travel frequently for work, so you'll get to come along on some of those travels. There's other things that I can't tell you about right now, but you will find out sooner rather than later. And it's a really monumentous year for both of us, and so I'm going to be sharing as much as I can. A lot of exciting things coming in 2024, so what better year to start the channel? What are your favorite things to do? Ugh, I have so many hobbies. I'm one of those people who, when I have free time, it's almost more overwhelming than not having free time. And I mean that literally. I read, I bake, I play the piano. Another goal of 2024 is to learn to play the violin. I go to yoga classes, and I literally just this weekend discovered spin classes, which I fully intend on doing more of. What else? Travel, learning languages. There's a lot of things. I don't know that I can pinpoint one favorite thing to do. Do you hope to get famous one day? God, no. I don't think I could handle being famous. I'm really not the put me in the spotlight and I'll thrive type of person. Even this is a little bit uncomfortable for me. Just talking at a camera, like right down a lens, is a little uncomfortable. But we're giving it our best shot, but definitely not hoping to be famous. Which I guess the next question, are you starting a channel for the money? Also no. I have a career. I'm very happy in my career. I work in sales for a company that makes ingredients for dietary supplements, functional foods, things of that nature. And I don't look at YouTube as a way for me to replace that. It's definitely just a passion project and yet another hobby that I'm getting into. Is this the first video you ever recorded? Yes and no. When I was in college, my first major, before I switched to international business, I went into mass comm. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to direct movies, especially in foreign languages, because I had started with French and I just loved the language. One of the aspects of that major was that you could be on our campus's on-air broadcast program. So I was a news anchor. I had to try out, which was very nerve-wracking, and I loved it. I got to write my own stories. I would go around campus, meeting with different groups, introducing myself to total strangers, and I loved it. And then I would compile the stories with my editor, and we would read off teleprompters, and we'd be broadcast in the area. And I have to say, it only happened once or twice, but at a party, people actually like recognized me because it was broadcast in our city, and it was such a a contradictory moment because you're really excited, like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was me, you saw me on TV, but also the petrifying fear of, oh my god, like, was I bad? Like, why do you remember me? Why, like, did I look weird? Was my hair bad? It was kind of the two sides of me, which are I am outgoing, but I also get very nervous sometimes, especially in front of people, and then self-doubt and all things to work through. But so technically, yes, I have been on video before, but doing it myself like this and actually then being the one to edit the video, never. Are you used to speaking to a camera? No. Again, a little uncomfortable, but I feel like with time, we'll work through that. What are the main fears of starting this channel? Honestly, it's going to be the one that everyone says you shouldn't worry about, and that's what are people going to think. There's already a certain collection of people that come to mind instantly that I can hear the comments and the criticisms, and we're just going to have to shut that out and just ignore it, and pretty much every YouTuber probably goes through that with some people, but it's the good ones that count. So we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to let that fear destroy this goal of starting a YouTube channel. How often do you plan to publish videos? The goal is going to be to upload videos once a week, and I know at the start it will take a bit to get up to that point, just with not having familiarity of editing videos and not really knowing the process of getting a vlog from camera to platform. So shooting for once a week once we get going, and we'll try to stick with that all year. Why should people follow your channel? Again, as I said, there's a lot of things that we're doing in 2024 that if I was just texting someone or just gave someone a call on the phone, I don't think I'd be able to communicate the same way as if I also had the video to go with what I'm trying to show you. I also just want to have that same community feel as some of the vloggers that I followed at the beginning, the UK vloggers that I was talking about. There was a group of fitness vloggers that I followed in college, and I loved that I could go to those videos and learn more about interesting, productive ways to keep your workouts fun. So I'm not going to be doing workouts. First of all, my gym doesn't allow you to take video, but also a certain niche. I feel that just having a lifestyle vlog I don't also want to include workout footage in it. But I'll talk about yoga and spin class because I'm going to push myself to go to more classes. But I want it to be a little bit of everything. So if you're here for foreign languages, I'm going to have foreign language help for you. Or if you're here for recipes, I plan to do some cooking. And my fiance and I love to cook and bake together and just create that community of people who can connect with each other and share common ground. Are you going to show your real personality, or are you a character? I don't have the kind of talent to put on a fake persona for long periods of time. I don't think that would even be possible, but no, I fully intend on being my authentic self. I will say these first few, when I'm still getting the hang of it and learning how to talk at a camera, it's probably going to be a little awkward. We get more and more authentic the longer we go, just because it always takes some getting used to in the beginning, but we'll see. I appreciate you being here though, and if you've made it this far into the video, very excited to have you here. I'm going to take you with me throughout my week this week, but thanks for being here and stay tuned. So tonight we thought we'd try our hand at French onion soup, which was a great idea until we realized how many onions we had to chop. That's about 2 pounds. And we've got our butter, garlic, brown sugar percolating over here. Music on. It's gonna be a lovely dinner. So Josephine is intrigued by the floof on top of the camera, which is really just a windscreen, but she thinks it's a toy. Oh. And while she's being super friendly, the other kitty is hiding out in my office in the most adorable but kind of pathetic way. And there's little Geraldine. This is our newer cat. She's much younger than Josephine. Oh, she's so sweet.
No, you said it.
It is quite a bit later now, and I'm still waiting for mine to get brown and caramelized. Meanwhile, Sandy has this beautiful leek and potato soup that is coming along just perfectly. So hopefully these catch up soon. We have our soup with the onions, the wine, the beef stock, lots of butter because it is a French recipe after all simmering together. And the last piece of this recipe is going to be the Gruyere croutons. So we have some Aldi Gruyere, we've got our Vino Rosso going, and we're about to make some delicious cheesy croutons. And there we have it. And these little crocs we found at Home Goods, was it? So we've just got our French onion soup in there with some cheesy Gruyere croutons. And then we'll pop them in the oven for another few minutes and we'll be all set to eat. I cannot even describe how good this smells. Josephine agrees. And we're just turning in for some Boardwalk Empire, only a few years late, but it's phenomenal. We're just hanging out in the home office. Don't mind all of the wood paneling, but we are in super comfy on the bottom, corporate-ish on the top, work mode today. We've got Lululemon wide leg pants, just a comfy sweater, I think it's from Loft. And then I've also got on the maxi hoop by Daisy London by Estee, I believe. And then the matching sunburst pendant, which I did not get engraved, but you can get engraved. And then I also have on a few of the rings. Again, the Estee Lalonde by Daisy London. One thing I did not do this weekend that I told myself I would be better about in 2024 was filling out my agenda. I love having a paper copy of your agenda. I know everyone has everything on their phones nowadays, but there's something so satisfying about filling out a hard copy, hold in your hands agenda. I'm the same way with books though. I'm not an Audible person. I want to see the bookmark move through the pages, but this agenda, it's great. It's got your weekly view, it's got your monthly view, it's got these really handy little month in review to help you look back and realize what went well, what didn't go well. And this is just a day designer planner from Target. I think it was under $10, because I have to say, as nice as it is to have the Outlook calendar, that's exclusively for work. So having something that I can put work appointments in, but also kind of overlay with what I have going on with friends or fitness classes or book club dates, it's really helpful to have it in a hard paper copy. And that is the project for the morning, getting this all filled out. I have Lydia Elise Millen on the YouTubes, and we're just getting to work. We were at Publix the other day, and my fiance comes over with these mushroom beverages, and apparently they're really good for you. They've got the adaptogens and whatever. I'm not sold, but I thought I'd share them with you. Is this something that is more common than what I'm familiar with? He found this matcha vanilla one, which I did try the other day. It's the ancient mushroom elixir. And that one was awful. It tasted like cream soda that had turned and no one threw it away. But I want to try the ginger turmeric elixir, and I like the ginger turmeric kombucha, so I have very high hopes. But also, having had the matcha vanilla and just how awful it was, I don't know if my hopes should be as high as they are. But it has, oh, it's made with 100% pure love. Adaptogenic mushroom infusion, guayusa, I'm not familiar with that, raw apple cider vinegar, and a bunch of fresh pressed juices and good stuff. So here we go. It's definitely got the bite that kombucha has, which I don't mind. Facial expressions aside, that the ginger turmeric needs to be a little bit stronger. You can definitely get that really earthy, like dirt aftertaste, to be quite honest. I'll drink it. I just think it's gonna be one of those that needs to be drank out of a glass with ice, because with this kind of thing, I think it's gonna be ice cold or not at all. I mean, you can tell it's supposed to be healthy. Look at that color. So, cheers. It's later in the day, and I wanted to bring you down to the basement because something very strange has happened. I hear the garage door open, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe Sandy is home early or he forgot something, but I come downstairs and that is not at all the case. I go out and it's not even his side of the garage that's opened, it's mine. So I think, all right, maybe something bumped it. However, the button doesn't even work. Now you think maybe something just blew because of the storm or the wind. Well then, riddle me this. How does his side of the garage still work? Weird things go on in this house. are home for the day. Done with running around, done with work. I just got back from the gym and Costco. I was hoping to go to the gym a little later tonight to go to a spin class, but for some reason it disappeared off my app for the gym halfway through the day and said that I hadn't actually booked it. And then I got there and asked, and they said it was canceled. So I made the effort to go to spin class. I said I would, and I made the effort. It just didn't happen today. So got a workout in, stopped at Costco. We needed one thing, and naturally I ended up coming home with an entire bag of things. But I thought I would share because I do feel like I practice pretty good self-control. One thing we actually needed are these organic baby Bella mushrooms. Now, normally we go to Costco on the weekend and we get the rotisserie chicken. I've recently found out that I'm not supposed to have gluten. So we've been getting the rotisserie chickens, and with the remaining carcass, for lack of a better term, we made a really good soup last week. So we're doing that again tonight. I actually need to get that boiling pretty shortly here. But baby Bella mushrooms are a great addition to that soup. So we will be using those tonight. And then I also grabbed, we were out of our feta cheese, and I'm part Greek. So if you're Mediterranean in any way, you know that this is like in your blood. So that just had to happen. And then, okay, so I feel like I have to explain this next one because Costco, for those of you who don't know or don't have Costco's near you, they are notorious for their samples. And every weekend when we go, there's at least, I don't know, 6 or 7 samples throughout the store. And one of them are these delicious chicken bites. And to the gluten comment, I'm probably really not supposed to have these because they're breaded. Oh, they're so good. And I would be lying if I said we had never circled back for sample number 2 and possibly sample number 3. Moment of weakness. I was hungry. Coming from the gym, it was a stupid idea to go to a grocery store, but very excited to perhaps have these one night soon. I also grabbed some baby carrots because I am a hummus monster, and these are such a great snack to have halfway through the day. Because working from home, let me tell you, you can really pack on the calories during the day, just back and forth out of boredom from the office to the kitchen. So having something like carrots or cucumbers with hummus is one of my go-tos. And then finally, we have the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing bottle of wine that I've ever seen. It's called Art de Vivre, and it is a Vin Blanc, a white wine from France. And I know nothing about this. I literally just bought it because of the packaging. It's like a ceramic bottle. It's not even a standard glass bottle. So perhaps with our chicken soup tonight, we will break into that. So I'm gonna get this chilling. For going there hungry, this is actually really tame. I feel like this is a pretty good haul. I literally just almost dropped this entire pot of water all over the kitchen floor because as I was bringing it over from the sink, little one decides to run right in front of me and I almost tripped, but didn't, thank God. And we have that just about simmering now. This is the rest of the chicken from last weekend. Again, we got the rotisserie chicken at Costco, very tasty, and pulled off some of the bigger bits that will be added later in the cooking process. Once this is actually boiling, we will drop in the bird and let it go for about 5 minutes on a full rolling boil, at which point we will drop it down to just a simmer, let it continue for an additional 2 hours. I mean, ideally it would be 4 hours, but it's already like pushing 6 o'clock, so I doubt we're gonna make it that late. We're just adding in some chopped onion, and there's all kinds of spices. I think basil, thyme, garlic, salt, kind of whatever you feel like, throw in there. celery, so we ended up adding a bit of bok choy along with the mushrooms and carrots and onions and chicken and all the good things. Hello everyone, it's Thursday, and today we are on a mission because, as you can see behind me, I have this huge expanse of paneling, which is just lacking. It's asking to be covered. So rather than going to Home Goods or Marshall's and getting a big pre-done, other people have it in their house type of picture, I'm going to do my own. And so we're off to Michael's to find paint and canvas and paintbrushes and all of that good stuff. But the inspiration is something that I actually doodled. Every now and then the inspiration hits. So we are going for pinks and grays, and I think it'll match with the rug having the same kind of geometric vibe, and then we will just make it big and beautiful, pop it right up there, and I think that'll look quite nice. So before we head to Michael's, I just want to measure out the space to make sure that I get a canvas that will fit squarely in the center. So I'm going to measure it out, and then we'll head off and see what we find. Are we at Michael's or are we at Sephora? I am overwhelmed with options. First of all, anyone tell me what the difference between academic level, artist level, and professional level canvases are? There's too many to pick from. So my gut tells me go with the bigger one. However, I'm having a thought that if I do two of the slightly smaller ones and do them next to each other, that might work. That might be a cool effect to have like one picture painted across two different canvases. And they're buy one get one free, so why not? Decided to go with the Arteza gouache paint tubs. I had to ask what the difference was between these and just acrylic, and they said that this has a matte finish, so the seal is kind of built into the paint, which is pretty neat, and also it has the most variety in a nice, neat little case with resealable tubs. I think this will achieve exactly what we're going for. Biggest complaints about living in Nashville is that we're right on the edge of the time zone, so it is not even 5:30 yet, and it is already quite dark outside. I just got home and was delighted to see that our fruit of the month has arrived. We were gifted very kindly a subscription to Harry and David's fruit box every month, and we've had strawberries and mangoes, all good things. However, we've had pears about 4 times now in the last year, and we're running out of ideas of what to do with them. So imagine my surprise when I open up the box, and sure enough, what do we have again this month? But a whole box. I really don't know what else to do with them. We've frozen them, we've chopped them up, we've put them in salads. We've gotten to the point where now we are just pureeing them as they come. And I have ambition to do something with this one day. I don't think today is that day. So if you have anything that you make with pears or any good recipes, please send them my way because we've got quite a few. Set up and ready to go. I am just going to do my best to sketch the design onto the canvases before I get painting, but I just wanted to quickly show you the paint set that I got because I was one of those children who loved the art sets that folded up into a little suitcase, like with the paints and the watercolors and the crayons and all that. And this is giving me that same excited, kind of giddy feeling. So we kind of forget as adults that we still have that. And this is just no exception. It's 24 of these little paint tubs, quite the selection. I think plenty for what I am attempting to do. And I pulled one out and they look like little yogurt cups, like tiny little baby-sized yogurt cups. So they're adorable and I cannot wait to get going. And I don't have to finish all at once because these are actually resealable, but I am hoping to finish in the next week because I leave for France on Saturday, and if I could get this all wrapped up, I think that would be just perfect. I'm just quickly making a cup of tea with the most delicious cookie butter creamer. I actually set out to Target in search of the chocolate chip mint instead, but I tried this and it is just as good. So definitely check that out. So now that we have our tea and we have the approval of both Josephine and Geraldine, I wanted to show you a new package I just got. This is from Daisy London, who make the most beautiful jewelry, and they had a sale earlier this week, so just wanted to show you a few things I got. So to start, this video is not in any way sponsored, although Daisy, if you're out there, hit me up. I'm happy to represent you in the US. They're out of London, and I discovered their brand through watching Estee Lauder's YouTube videos. She actually does a collaboration with them that is some of the most beautiful jewelry pieces, and fortunately I have been able to snag a few of them. But this time their sale was across their website, and again, everything was like 50 to 70% off, and they have sales pretty frequently, so definitely keep an eye on their Instagram. It comes packaged in little tissue paper with "Thanks, it's Daisy" on a little sticker. And then they each come in these little boxes as well. So the packaging is fantastic. And they also include a little drawstring just in case you want to send something as a gift. I'm sure whoever you give it to will love it. But to start, and I don't know which pieces are in which bags, little warranty cards in each of their boxes. And then each piece comes in its own individual bag. So that's a nice touch as well. First piece is, so it's a ring, and it has these little gold lips all around it. This is the Vita Lips ring, and they have this in silver as well, but I got the gold because we're having a bit of a gold moment. I want to just give a little warning that with the rings on their website, I think this is a size P, which is a US L, which is a Daisy something else. Like, you have to be very cognizant of the size chart. I tried measuring my engagement ring and then took it a size up because my ring finger is slightly smaller than my other fingers. I just wanted to have something I could wear on index finger, middle finger, and the first few rings that I bought from Daisy I actually had to return because they were way too small. But Daisy was really quick about processing the return and sending out the new ones. Just thought I would let you know. And then the next piece, and the sun is doing something atrocious here. It's been pouring with rain all morning, and finally the sun comes out right as I decide to sit in the window, and it blinds me. If I can get these out of the bag, my goodness. Okay, so next, these just caught my eye. I don't know, they're adorable. They might not be everyone's cup of tea, but they are definitely mine. These are the Vita drop earrings. It's a little, like, woman's body, and I think in today's world we need to have more positivity around this. I mean, girls got a great bum, but I just thought these were the most unique earrings that I had never seen anything like. Let's see if I can stop shaking so they'll hold still. And they're not full loops either, they're posts. So I think these will be really nice, just as kind of one of those, a little subtle statement piece that you just don't see. I thought those were really neat, so picked those up as well. And then I know what's in the other box. I have the square hoop set from the Daisy by Estee collaboration, and I wear these almost every day. If not both of them, I'll pop one in or the other, and they're great as a set. They're great by themselves, and I feel like just simple gold and silver jewelry you can't really go wrong with. And they're just so cute and easy to snap on. It's a really nice snap too, so it's not a chintzy, it's gonna break the first time you wear it. They're actually really nice quality. And then I got the maxi hoop as well. So those will be nice. We actually have an event coming up in a couple of weeks out in LA, and my dress is black and white, so I think rather than doing gold jewelry for that event, I think I'm gonna wear these earrings. Because I'm more of the believer, if you're wearing khaki or brown or more earth tones, then wear your gold jewelry. And if you're wearing like black, black and white, gray, that's more silver. I don't know, tell me what you think, and if you find anything good on Daisy's website, I would love to hear about it. But that is what I picked up in their recent sale. And we're gonna wrap the video up there for this week. It's time to get editing. We'll see how that goes. I think I'll be able to figure it out. But hopefully this video will be up in the next couple of days. Hopefully it's something that you enjoy. So be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.